Yo, what up everybody? It's me, Fitness65, just remaking this video. I did upload this video a few minutes ago, but I didn't like how that video came out and it was just all over the place. Today, I just wanted to do this video, redo it again. Just a quick video on a video response to True Slayer's video. So I'm not a pro wrestling fan now. Now apparently there's been this trend going on around YouTube, people making comments saying, "Oh, you're not a real you're not a real wrestling fan because you give your opinions on a wrestling product or a wrestling show," or "Oh, you're not a real wrestling fan and you should just sit there and enjoy the show and it's none of your business of why this is this way and why this is that way," or "We don't talk bad about the wrestlers and it's none of your business." And to me, I just wanted to give this video out. To me, I just feel that we as wrestling fans, we just give our opinion. Oh yeah, and they also talk about the star rating system, saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be using the star rating system and you should just enjoy the show." And to me, we're real wrestling fans, like, because we just enjoy the show and we give our opinions on a specific thing that goes on in wrestling, like whether it comes to using the star rating system. Because like me, I've been getting into using the star rating system because it helps me give my opinion on it helps me give my thoughts on whether how good of a show was or how good of a match was. Like me, like the last review that I did, which was WrestleMania 10, I gave my thoughts on whether how the show was. Now some people didn't like that. Apparently it got 3 stars on that video. Like some people didn't like how I did that video or how I did that match. Like they didn't like the fact that I gave Bret Hart and Owen Hart 3 stars, well 5 stars, and that I gave the ladder match 4 stars. To me, that was just my basic opinion. I was just giving my opinion how that ladder match was and how I felt that ladder match was lacking a little bit of something, but it was still a great matchup. It was still 4 3/4 stars. Or whether that Owen Hart and Bret Hart matchup, they thought that was like a 4-star matchup at best. To me, I thought that was a 5-star match because it was a great matchup and I enjoyed it. Now people won't agree with me, but that's just my opinion. I enjoyed that matchup a little bit more than that ladder match, and that's just my opinion. Or any other wrestling show, there's always going to be wrestling fans that have different opinions when it comes to a different wrestling show, but that's what makes being a pro wrestling fan good, because you give your opinions and you can debate whether something was good in wrestling or whether something was bad in wrestling, or giving your opinions on what was good and what was bad in wrestling as a whole. And that's what makes being a wrestling fan fun, because if you weren't critiquing anything or giving your thoughts on what was bad in the wrestling business, or giving your thoughts what was good and what can be improved to make things better in whatever wrestling company, like TNA, WWE, ROH, or any other independent show, then it wouldn't make wrestling fun. And that's why I feel many wrestling fans critique and they debate and they make videos and they do the star rating systems when they do reviews, because that's just their way of making pro wrestling fun. Like to them, like they're already a pro wrestling fan, but they like doing all that stuff because it makes the business as a whole, it makes the business do whatever it can to sort of get better by listening to the wrestling fans. Because just think about it, like if some of the wrestling companies weren't listening to the wrestling fans or listening to what the wrestling fans had to say, then you would be seeing a lot of crap thrown on TV. You'd be seeing a lot more crap than what you see on Raw, even though Raw has been getting a little bit more crap, but it has been getting a little bit better, mainly because it's WrestleMania season. Or you'd be seeing TNA put a lot more crap than what they've been putting, even though they have been putting on some bad crap on some bad impacts, the last couple impacts. Even though I did feel that Monday impact on that March 5th or whatever impact, I thought that was that January 8th show, I thought that was pretty good. But I thought the March 5th show or whatever was a little bit better, but it was still kind of bad because Sting, RVD got buried and some guys weren't showcased. But that was just giving my thoughts about it. And if wrestling fans weren't giving their thoughts about like what I just said, if they weren't giving their thoughts about what was going on pro wrestling, then you'd be seeing a lot of more crap getting thrown on your TV all the time. And I don't think wrestling fans or casual fans will want to see that. So that's a bad argument for casual fans to throw stuff like that to pro wrestling fans. I just think that's just a bad argument, because they know in their minds that they don't want to see crap thrown on their face, and they want something improved better. So they're kind of contradicting themselves when they say stuff like that. But that's just me. Maybe I might be wrong, but maybe I might be right. And also, there's an argument of people arguing when you review a pay-per-view show, or why will you give this pay-per-view this rating, or why would you give matches this many stars and that many stars. Well, we're just giving our same thing, like what I said about crap being thrown on TV, and we just give our thoughts about it. We're just giving our opinions on how to make the wrestling, how to make the wrestling a little bit better, so when they head into the next show, they can improve on some of the faults that were in the last show that they had. That's what I'm coming from when I say that. That's why wrestling fans do that when they review and they use the star rating system, is to sort of give their opinions and give their thoughts, and then sort of tell the companies, hey, you need to do more of this, and hey, you need to do more of that, and hey, you need to give this match a certain amount of time, so this match will be better than what it was last time. That's kind of what I'm saying with that. And that's what I feel that some of the casual fans don't understand when we use the star rating system. And it's also the same thing when it comes to movies and entertainment and stuff like that. People bitch and complain about that too. I mean, it's not just wrestling. They complain about movies and other stuff like that too, by saying, oh, why would you say this about this movie when this movie was better than what you said it was, or why did you say this movie was good when it was bad, or why did you say this video game was good when it's bad? I mean, it's just general opinion, and it's what makes you a better video gamer, by giving your opinions on what was bad and what was good, or what makes you a better movie goer, by giving your thoughts on what was good and what was bad in the movie. And that's the same thing that applies to wrestling, is wrestling fans are just giving their thoughts and their opinions on what should be better in the wrestling business and how to improve something in the wrestling business, because we don't want to see bad things thrown in front of our faces. Like when you order a pay-per-view, you expect to get your money's worth, and when you do order a pay-per-view and you get bad stuff on your TV, you're gonna give your thoughts about it, and you're gonna tell people why this was bad and why it could have been improved and why it could have been better than what it was. You're gonna give your thoughts about it, and that's what makes people real wrestling fans, is when they talk about a specific subject or they debate about whatever goes on in wrestling. That just makes them. It just shows how much passion they have in the wrestling business and why they want the wrestling business to get better, whether it be Japan wrestling or indie wrestling or even the mainstream wrestling. They're just giving their general thoughts of what's going on in the wrestling business. And just like what I was saying about video games and other stuff like that, it's just one person's opinion, and it's just one person's main opinion, giving their thoughts of what they think about it, and they're not sharing an opinion with anybody else. They're just giving their main opinion and their main gripe about what was good and what was bad. But yeah, that was pretty much my video. Hopefully I explained the best I can in this video about why we are wrestling fans and why we show so much passion in the wrestling business, and about the wrestling business, and why we make reviews and use a star rating, and why when we do pay for something we expect to get our money's worth, and why we come on here and make videos and give our gripes and give our thoughts about why this was bad and why this was sort of okay or mediocre, to sort of tell these wrestling companies to what they need to do to make their wrestling companies better, or what they need to do to get an improvement in wrestling or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much my video. Hopefully this video isn't off the wall, and I explain whatever I can in this video the best I can. And yeah, that's pretty much it. For some of the people who are watching, feel free to make a video response if you want. Rate, comment, give me your thoughts, and I'm out. Peace.